stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Welcome back, and thank you for tuning in to Business Talk Radio. I'm your host, Sadie Budden, and I am super excited about our guest today. Coming to us from Northridge, California, she's the owner at Hera Wellness Institute. Please give a warm welcome to Marie McCurry. Marie, how are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us. We're so excited about it.
I'm excited too.
Awesome. Alrighty, Marie. Well, we're dying to hear. Tell us about who you are and what you do.
Okay. So at my center, what we do is I practice holistic healing through very tailor-made approaches. This multifaceted approach that I've created allows me to work with individuals from all different walks of life. I've always had a belief that there's no problem too great to overcome. So when I have clients that come here, what they get to experience is really the diverse therapeutic techniques that allows them to have their issues addressed, and they also learn different effective coping skills.
Well, that's awesome. So how did you become involved in this career? What inspired you to pursue this?
So about 13 years of being in the criminal justice system, mostly working with capital cases. After a while, it just started to become very disheartening. One day, I just found myself asking, what can I really do to make a difference in people's lives so that they don't end up here? It's not just the person itself that's incarcerated at the moment that's facing life, but also the families that are the victims. And so this is it was pain that was just this ripple effect. And up until that point, all these, especially the inmates, the answer was always, let's just execute them. They see them as animals. They don't see them as people. And I get that when you're on the other side, it's difficult, right? If you've had a loved one hurt by someone. So I just started thinking, and I got to work with the part that would actually put their story together. So in doing all that, researching, I could just see how much their lives were filled with trauma and abuse that extended for generations. And how if they already had mental illness, how that was enhanced. Or if they didn't, at a certain point, it just, they lost it. And they're no longer functioning, and they're doing things that maybe they shouldn't. And so it was then that I just kind of started thinking, what should I do? And through that, I was just saying, if somebody got to these people as children, how many people have fallen through the cracks? How many people are just not, either they don't see it or they're just turning the other way, whether it's teachers, neighbors, etc., whoever has been involved in that child's life. So it was really that really invoked me to do something different.
Yeah.
And I ended up it was just really weird. So I was sitting down in a cafe and I was like, what should I do? I need to do something. And I saw this booklet, and the booklet had different types of schools. And I said, well, wherever page I open it to, that's what I'm going to go do. I don't care what it is. And when I opened it, it was actually an advertisement for a hypnotherapy school.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
So I said that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you dive into some of that schooling for us?
Yeah. So when I started there, it was different. I had no idea what hypnotherapy really was about. And you really start to learn about the mind, how it works, the different levels of consciousness, whether, it's the unconscious, the subconscious, and the conscious part of the mind, and really the effects that different things have on us and why it's very difficult to overcome a lot of challenges. Once we have embedded within our nervous system these experiences, and they kind of are dictating how we operate, which is really, our brain is really created keep us safe.
Yeah.
So if it's meant to keep us safe, even if something is detrimental, we only know what we've been taught. And that really is etched in stone by the time we're about 10 years old. So how we view ourselves, how we view the world, has really been established by that age. It doesn't mean that we can't learn to get through that at an older age once we become aware of what's happening. But it's really about, when we look at hypnotherapy, it's really about unearthing what is the things that have created us to continue in these perpetual patterns, whether it's the way we think about ourselves, about people, our behaviors, because everything bleeds into the next.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Well, tell us, I have to ask, during everything that's going on with COVID, has this affected your company at all?
Yes, it has. A lot of people would come in person to actually do the Reiki and the hypnotherapy. Now, these sessions can be done online. However, when I do Reiki with someone, and Reiki is it's a Japanese form of energy work, working with the breath, I actually also incorporate acupressure with it.
Yeah.
So it allows the person to relax even deeper.
Yeah.
And with the hypnotherapy, people want to go to some place different and quiet. And now with the pandemic, people are working from home. They're schooling their kids from home. Now they're like, I really don't want to do it online at all. Yeah. And they can't get away because of all their responsibilities being at home. So it's really affected people, which, of course, it's also affected my business. But when I look at it, I just think, the stress levels and everything that's going on with a lot of people. So, yeah, it's really affected us.
Yeah, I can imagine. All right, well, tell me, Marie, where do you see yourself in the near future?
Well, where I see myself is teaching and certifying people in the healing integrative arts. This includes hypnotherapy, Reiki, and life coaching.
Yeah.
I'd also like my mythologies to reach more people, so I'd like to publish my work and, continue to have the opportunity to speak at various events.
That's awesome.
And also one of the things that I've started to do is 10% of the proceeds that I make, I will be donating them to Operation Underground.
That's amazing.
Railroad.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so their mission is really to rescue children from sex trafficking and sexual exploration. Recently in the news, I believe it was last month, 74 children were found in a trailer who had been kidnapped, and there were plans for these children to be trafficked. And it's just horrifying to see that that's happening here and that our children are going missing so that they can be exploited. And so that's why I want to be able to give back in some way. And if I figured if someone comes to me because they're trying to better their life, then this will also give the opportunity to someone else to be rescued and for programs to be put in place so that when these kids are rescued, that they can get the help that they need to heal from their traumatic experience.
Yeah, of course. All righty. Well, Marie, thank you so much for educating us and teaching us all this valuable information. Tell us, where can people find you?
They can find me at on Psychology Today. They can also find me at HeraWellnessInstitute.com and Hera-Institute.com.
All righty. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, of course. And everyone listening, please stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jason Derulo. I love that music connects to people all over the country. But unfortunately, so does something else. childhood hunger. 15 million kids struggle with hunger right here in America. And yet, every year, billions of pounds of surplus food in the U.S. go to waste instead of going to the children in need. Feeding America is working to change this. The Feeding America nationwide network of food banks rescues this surplus of food to help provide meals to families in virtually every community in the United States, including yours. But they just can't do this alone. Join me in the fight against hunger in America. For more information on what you can do to get involved, visit feedingamerica.org. That's feedingamerica.org. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America. A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.